How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We're talking about Virgin Galactic today because they actually got a downgrade from analysts, but the stock isn't seeing the downward trend yet. So I'm going to talk about what happened, what the analysts are saying. I'm going to talk to you about someone that was recently appointed to a very high position in the company, and I'm just going to talk about what I think about, their earnings a little bit more and what I think about the analysts' expectations. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Also, if you want to check out the link down below to WeBull, you can get 3 free stocks if you deposit $100. So you can get that free stock, sell it off, and buy some Virgin Galactic if you want. So definitely check that out down below. So Virgin Galactic is up about 5% today. And it's a little bit back and forth, but you can see it's a generally green day for Virgin Galactic. We're up significantly over the week. You can see here we're actually up almost 18%, which is pretty surprising. We had their earnings announcement just last week, and we've had a lot of positive reinforcement from the market since then. Now, you can actually see here, and I'll give a big shout out to AssetDash. This is a sponsor of the video, but they have a really nice free website right now where you can go track whatever stock you want. You can see the market cap change in real time, minute by minute, and you can actually see over the last week, you can see it's moved up 39 positions between the biggest companies in the world. So because they have a $5 billion market cap, they rank about 1,150th in size in all companies. And you can see over the last week, because it's been up so much, it's actually gone up 39 positions. Over the month, it's been 62. So you can see general trends and what companies are doing. It even tracks different cryptocurrencies and the market cap of those. So it's useful to be able to look at the market caps in real time and then also be able to compare them versus others and see what's trending up, what's trending down. Now, if you guys are interested in AssetDash, there is a link down below. You can check out that link to go to AssetDash. But you can see that it's been generally positive over the last week, over the last month, and it's done quite well. And this is interesting because just today we got analyst coverage, and this is on Yahoo Finance. You can check it out, that analysts just trimmed their revenue forecasts by 25%. So we have not seen this really take any effect on the Virgin Galactic stock, on SPCE stock. But you can see here that Virgin Galactic's 7 analysts are now forecasting revenues of $24 million in 2021. This is still a major improvement in sales over the last 12 months, but still they are expecting them to earn a lot less. Now, I don't know exactly why this is. They don't actually link to the report here, but they are expecting less. That's not great for the stock. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen this take any effect on the stock recently, but I will say I don't really put too much weight into this. So if you're buying SPCE stock and you're buying it for the revenue in 2021, I think you're missing the boat a bit. I think there are 2 different kinds of people that are investing in SPCE. First of all, there are the people that are investing in it just because they're speculative investors. They think it's going to go up. Maybe there are just some bets on the upcoming space flights because they do have some flights coming out of New Mexico, 3 over the next 2 quarters. And some people just want to invest in it because they think it will go up short term because of those flights. Otherwise, I think you're invested in SPCE because you think it will go up long term. You think that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it will be 10 times where it is now. That is kind of how I'm feeling, right? So unless they have some major setback that I just don't think they can overcome, like if they look like they're going to go bankrupt or if they have multiple flights that have not gone well, I want to be careful about how I say that because that would be the worst thing in the world, not from just a money standpoint, but for many other reasons. But if that's the case, then I would look at possibly selling out, but I'm looking at this from a long-term perspective, and I realize it's highly speculative, but I'm not worried about next year's revenue. I don't think that's important. It's not like next year's revenue is going to stop them from being successful or it's going to propel them to being successful. They are announcing, though, that they are opening up their ticket sales again in 2021, which I think will help with the revenue a little bit too. And I do want to hit on the fact, if you have been checking in on SPCE, they do have a new CIO. So This is Alistair Burns, and this just came out a few days ago. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, but he has a pretty impressive career with IT. You can see here he has 25 years experience. He's worked at some of the largest companies. I read through this whole thing. None of it really made a lot of impact to me just because I'm not in the IT sector or anything like that, but seems impressive, and I'm glad that he's on board if he is as good as they say he is. But, going back to SPCE and Virgin Galactic, it's difficult because we see these types of bad news and we want to make quick judgments as investors and try to play the game and try to get out, get back in, but it's really hard to do. I mean, you can see we're up 5% today and there's no real reason for it that I can tell. I mean, it's just that it's a very speculative stock. It's very volatile. So that is something that you have to realize getting into the stock. Now, again, we had their earnings report just a few days ago, back on November 5, and we are still expecting the next space flight from Spaceport America to happen in about a week. So right now, the day that I'm recording this, it's November 11. We're expecting it between November 19 and 23. This is going to be really important. They are carrying some payloads that are actually going to generate some revenue from NASA, so they're going to collect some information, get paid. That is more what I'll be watching for than whatever the analysts expect them to do revenue-wise. I mean, I don't even know really how they're expecting a certain amount of revenue because the company could just come out and say that they're offering tickets a little bit earlier or for a little bit less, or they have some kind of deal or something like that. And they could easily increase their profits because they're expecting a very small amount of profits next year. If we just go back to their article, they're expecting about 24 million in revenue. And that is very little, especially when you consider that tickets cost about 250,000. If they just take some tickets and there's some kind of deposit or something like that, or even if they're able to carry maybe one space flight up there or a couple space flights, if they're able to cover and carry some more payloads for NASA, stuff like that, I think that is going to be important just going forward. I think that we could possibly increase revenue above what analysts are expecting because the revenue is estimated to be so low. Now, again, I just want to make sure that we hit this number, we hit this date between November 19 and November 23. I think a lot of people will be upset if we don't actually have the flight happen in that time span. I definitely will cover it, but right now, I'm not worried. I'm holding on to my SPCE long term. I'm definitely not selling it because of this, but I did want to cover it for you in case you were wondering, in case you were nervous, in case you heard about it from someone else and maybe they covered it differently. Thank you for checking out WeBull and hitting the like button. And I will see you maybe in this video right here where I talked about IIPR, which is one of the hottest growth stocks out there. It is a REIT that is drastically increasing their dividends and their revenue every year. So check that out right here.